Today is one of those days that I just cried a majority of the day. I woke up feeling very chaotic this morning and it was hard to ground myself. But they say that we release like cortisol through our tears, that it's really good to cry. And a lot of the times, especially right now, it's just so important to remember that, like, no matter how good you think someone has it or happy they may be, like, right now is a stressful time for everyone. The pressure's on, and in different ways are we all feeling this. Carl Jung, he's a psychologist, psychiatrist. He wrote a lot of books on the subconscious and the conscious mind. But he talks about the subconscious collective, and that we all share like collective energies that are going on. So it's like all of the chaos, like everybody's feeling at once. And it's like easy to think right now that, our situation is the most difficult and that someone else, has it better. But it's not all the time that that's true. And so, yeah, today was a beautiful day. It reminds me of like when it rains outside, like the earth has to cry, the earth has to experience the sun and the earthquakes, like these big, massive releases, you know, and it's beautiful. Like, it's beautiful to experience all those emotions, and nobody is happy all the time. A lot of people say to me, they're like, do you ever get sad? Because you always show up with a smile on your face. And, like, now I just kind of tell people, like, I cried before I got here, like, I definitely get sad. I definitely feel the energy of the time that we're in. I feel the energy of my own life, the shifts and the changes that I need to make, and the fear of not knowing what lies ahead in those decisions and just in the world in general. I deeply feel that. So, anyway, today was a beautiful day. I have a friend, she just always says, like, it's so beautiful when you cry, like, crying is just, it's more than welcome here, let it all out. And I took a moment today to kind of like, I woke up feeling chaotic, so I woke up with the song Golden by Harry Styles in my mind. You're so golden. I don't know why, but sometimes, like, lately, I'll just wake up and I'll just have songs on repeat. I don't know if you ever have that happen to you, but yeah, I don't know. It's just a beautiful song. Maybe you need to go listen to it or something. I don't know. I got my little card deck. I'm just gonna pick 3 random cards. Music. Wow, we were just talking about music. There's a lot of cards in this deck. Music, regal. Regal is like royalty, Get your tears out, but then remember that there's a little crown on your head. There's a little crown on your head that your posture muscles need to be set in stone, I try to release a lot today by movement as well. So I was writing, I was moving, trying to clean and then take extra good care of my body with food and nutrients and whatnot, hydration. But you're regal, we all are royalty, we all have crowns on our heads. And, sometimes you gotta drop that weight, those tears, to be able to carry the crown a little bit stronger. You're a little bit lighter after you cry all those tears out. That's how I feel. I might cry a little bit more today, to be honest. I don't think we're done. But, you could see it, like my little cute little eye bags, But, this last card is a Rumi quote. Now is the time to gently, carefully tend to the walls you once placed between yourself and life. So, whenever I see this quote, I do think immediately of the immune system, because I'm always thinking of the cell in biology, and the only thing keeping us safe between the environment and, healthy is our immune function. It says now is the time to gently, carefully tend to the walls you once placed between yourself and life. And this is also about, release as well, like release of the fear of showing up in your fullness, showing up and being yourself. I was telling someone yesterday, they were asking me how I was doing, and I was just telling them, like, I feel so weird. I feel so weird. At work, someone asked me the other day, are you on some sort of special diet? Like, and all I said was no, but it felt like it wasn't an honest response from myself. Like, I wasn't being myself. And I felt like weird because, you know, it would, sometimes it's weird to say, like, oh, I'm eating this for my cells, I'm eating this for my energy. I love biology, I love nutrition, so, like, this is what I eat most of the time. Sometimes I just feel weird and out of place, but now is the time to gently, carefully tend to the walls you once placed between yourself and life. Tend to those walls. When I feel lighter and brighter, like when I'm well fed, well nourished, like when I'm feeding my immune function, it makes it easier to embrace my weirdness. Because, like sometimes I'll say, the reason why I'm shy about talking about what I'm interested in is because, like, sometimes I just say, like, what's on my mind and what I'm interested in, and it's like I feel like it falls on deaf ears. Like, people don't understand it or receive it, or they just tell me I'm weird, and it's kind of hurtful. So sometimes it's just easier for me to say, no, I'm not on a special diet, or like, oh, your skin looks good, thank you. Sometimes it's easier to just keep it short and sweet, but I'm trying to tend to those walls of putting myself out there and getting rejected in those ways too. So, yeah, it's a beautiful time period. Cry if you want to. Oh, I just wrote down a quote. I just added to this deck. It's your party. You can cry if you want to. So if you got tears to cry, cry them and move through it if you can possibly do that. And always try and pick up meditation practice too. I felt chaotic this morning. And, meditation, even if that's walking or writing, like anything that can help you get into that calmer brainwave state, going out in the sun, exercising, anything like that, and deeply tend to those walls, nourish yourself, put yourself to sleep at night, give yourself the rest that you need and deserve. But anyway, I will leave this here. You can like, share, and subscribe if you found this helpful at all. Hope you do. But yes, I will catch you next time. And just remember that everybody's going through it right now. So I wish you the best of luck.